So I had a lot of people asking me, did Jake Paul impress you against Mike Tyson? And guys, I'm honestly tired of talking about this fight. It's like a circus itself. You know, the Jake Paul fight was obviously what it was. It wasn't that exciting to watch. We got to see two big names in the ring. Not the best versions of either of them. I mean, Jake Paul looked very out of shape, and you obviously have Mike Tyson at the age of 60 years old. Like, what did we really expect? I feel like in my lead-up video, I already told you guys, I'm like, guys, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a boring fight, and sure enough, it was a boring fight. But to kind of get into what I thought of Jake Paul in that fight, a lot of people think it's scripted. I didn't think it was a scripted fight at all. I thought, you know, we saw what we saw. Jake not looking very impressive, and, you know, maybe he did take his foot off the gas pedal, but he also didn't show us anything to believe that he's a better version of himself than he was in his last fight. You know, I didn't watch this fight against Mike Tyson and say to myself, wow, Jake Paul has improved tremendously. I didn't really see that. I saw him land some shots. That's something that he can take to the bank, but ultimately I didn't see anything that showed me this guy can compete with, you know, other legitimate cruiserweight champs or light heavyweight champs, anybody like that. I feel like him asking for a Canelo fight is very dangerous. I don't know if he genuinely wants it or if he just calls out Canelo Alvarez so more boxers or, you know, other MMA fighters are going to see that and then ultimately want to fight him, and then he fights those guys. But honestly, Jake Paul doesn't realistically want a Canelo fight. Maybe at the end of the day he does, but I think Canelo obviously would destroy Jake Paul. And I don't know if the money would even be worth the beating that he'd take from a guy like Canelo. And maybe Canelo would have mercy on him, but it'd be something that I don't really care to see, honestly. I don't care to see Canelo Alvarez in the ring with Jake Paul. It would just be a payday. But, you know, maybe I'm not giving Jake Paul the credit he deserves. You know, I'm not here to say Jake Paul didn't make a lot of money and it wasn't, you know, a great event for himself and Mike Tyson to cash out, but that's honestly all it was. You know, it wasn't good for the sport of boxing. It didn't really push the sport of boxing in a great direction, because ultimately after that, like, it wasn't an impressive fight for either fighter, and specifically Jake Paul. It doesn't make anybody want to see him more after that fight. I feel like, you know, they got paid and that's it. That's ultimately what it was. It's not like you watch that fight with Jake Paul and you're like, wow, he fought Mike Tyson and did this and did that. He didn't really do anything. You know, I think any person in their prime around 20 years old or, you know, even close to 30 would have been able to do what Jake Paul did in that ring. I don't think anybody found it uber impressive that Jake was able to go to, you know, to the scorecards and beat Mike Tyson in a decision fight. I just don't think that's that impressive. Maybe I do sound like a hater, but ultimately that's how I feel. You know, Jake Paul's a great businessman. He knows how to put on a show when it comes to, you know, just being at a press conference or, you know, trash talking on social media. Jake Paul's good at that. But when it comes to, you know, getting in the ring, his skills don't back up the talk that he's talking. And maybe, you know, he did have mercy on Mike Tyson, but honestly, I didn't see anything that really indicated that for me, in my opinion. You know, I didn't see Jake being able to do whatever he wanted to Mike Tyson. I didn't see that in that fight. But, you know, to each their own. Comment down below if you guys think that Jake Paul proved something special in that boxing ring for his own boxing career as a fighter or professional fighter. Do you guys think that Jake Paul genuinely looked good in that fight? Did he look like he's improved tremendously within the sport of boxing, or improved at all? I didn't see any major improvement. It just seemed like a payday, and I'm not going to say it was scripted, but it definitely wasn't in the cards for, you know, either guy to really get hurt in that fight. And Mike Tyson's age just showed. It's like, what did you guys expect to see? It's like a 60-year-old and then a 20-year-old. The 20-year-old who doesn't have that much boxing experience didn't really do anything to impose his will, didn't really show his skills, didn't showcase any ability that really impressed anybody who actually watches boxing, but they both got paid, and that's what it was. That's all it was. So, you know, to give respect to Jake, he made a lot of money, and I'm sure those records that he set with Netflix and watching, you know, a live viewing of the fight was great. You know, that's a great achievement, but just separating it from the sport of boxing itself, Jake didn't do anything. Jake didn't really make it an exciting fight. He didn't, you know, make it to the point where he was showcasing speed, where he was showcasing IQ. any, you know, interesting or skillful combinations. There just wasn't any of that within the Mike Tyson fight. And it's not like Mike Tyson made it difficult for him. Mike wasn't moving, and Jake Paul, you know, still wasn't able to really showcase any crazy, you know, showman-like abilities in the boxing ring. And that tells me that, you know, he's just not that good. It's what we thought. You know, he's not going to contend with any legitimate boxers, any world champs. I think people even talked about the crazy possibility of Jake Paul fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, and I honestly think Tank would knock him out. I think Tank would knock out Jake Paul, and I don't care about size. I think Jake gets hit by a body shot from Tank, he's going down, or if he gets hit in the chin once, he's going down. I think it's just a different level of opposition within the actual professional sport of boxing. You know, Jake, he's in it for the money, and he's in it to, you know, showcase his abilities, and he's definitely being very strategic in who he's fighting and when he's fighting them. So, you know, he's a businessman. He's going to be very intelligent about who he's fighting, and, you know, he's there to make a lot of money. That's all it is, guys. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next Nabs boxing video. Peace. That's going to do it for another Nabs Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.